Good evening, City Council. My name is Tim Beeman, Assistant Director of Public Works, here to discuss multiple agreements for on-call professional engineering services for water, wastewater, and recycled water systems. The recommendation is that the Public Works and Transportation Committee recommend that the City Council approve and authorize the mayor to execute the following agreements, each with an initial term of 1 year from February 5th, 2025 to February 4th, 2026, with an option for 4 consecutive 1-year period extensions ending February 4th, 2030 for on-call professional engineering services for water, wastewater, and recycled water systems. It's agreement 325-00306 with AECom Technical Services, Inc. for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-00307 Brown Caldwell for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-00308 with Corolla Engineers, Inc. for a total not to exceed amount of $1 million. Agreement 325-00309 with Dudek for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-00310 with GHD, Inc. for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-00311 with Kennedy Jenks Consultants, Inc. for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-00326 with Michael K. Nunley and Associates, Inc., DBA MKN, for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-00328 M&S Engineers, Inc. for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 325-0012 Stantec Consulting Services, Inc. for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. And Agreement 325-00313 with Woodard and Kern for a total amount not to exceed $1 million. A little bit of background: the water and wastewater divisions use consulting firms to provide licensed technical expertise on various subjects for utility-specific projects. The agreements with these specialty firms are necessary to do the nature of the volume of work that we are doing in the divisions, and will continue to support the departmental needs for various projects. So we do open up these agreements to other departments and divisions within Public Works and outside of Public Works. Having a pre-approved on-call professional service agreements reduces the amount of time necessary to complete certain types of smaller utility projects. And we'll get into a little bit of those in a few slides, but they're generally the smaller scale projects or preliminary studies, things that we used to develop future CIP. And the current agreements expire on January 31st, 2025. And in some cases, a time extension has been approved to accommodate open task orders. These specialized services include, but are not limited to, project management, feasibility studies and assessments, design and engineering services, regulatory compliance and permitting. That includes environmental and any other permits that we need for design and construction management and inspection, operational support and optimization, hydraulic modeling and analysis, sustainability and resource management, community and stakeholder engagement, and reporting and documentation. So some examples of previous services performed by these for our existing on-call were the Blending Station 3 variable frequency drive replacement, Water Campus electrical panel and automatic transfer switch, Blending Station 4 improvements project, Well 20 rehab, Interstage Pump Station conceptual design study, Effluent Pump Station conceptual design study, Lift Station 5 conceptual design study, our Eastern Trunk Manhole Rehabilitation and Replacement Project, which just went to council at the end of last year. Ventura Road and Rice Avenue Gravity Main Replacement, which we are getting ready to bid for construction now. The Outfall Repair Conceptual Design Study, as well as the Secondary Clarifiers Improvements, which is an ongoing construction project. So here's one of the examples with the feasibility study of food waste co-digestion. And so this is a little outline of how our solids handling happens. And we looked at the feasibility of taking food waste, local food waste that we would put directly into our digesters. Those digesters create methane, and we would run that gas through our generation system on site at our wastewater treatment plant. And at our wastewater treatment plant, we produce about 1/3 of our current energy needs. Here's another example. This is for the feasibility of the fats, oils, and grease station. A couple months back, we brought this item to City Council for approval, where we will go through with a pilot study, and very similar to the previous slide. This is looking at taking fats, oils, and grease from collections from our collection systems that we take from particular restaurants and some of our other users, and as well that goes into our power generation located at the wastewater treatment plant. The discussion, the purchasing department released a request for qualifications PW 2529 for on-call professional engineering services on September 11th, 2024, with the due date of October 17th, 2024. We received a total of 15 proposals from the listed vendors. The qualifications are reviewed by the wastewater division manager, the water division manager, as well as myself, the assistant public works director. A determination of the previously recommended vendors to be the highest ranked proposers based on the scoring were based on the following criteria. That's the company profile, the assigned staff, relevant experience, and overall responsiveness. And so that can be, a local firm, a firm that specializes specifically in water, wastewater, staff that we might have experience working with, relevant experience with working with the city and having ongoing projects, and then of course completeness of the proposal itself. So each of the agreements shall not exceed $1 million or 5 years if extended. The funding will be charged from available funds in the water operating and capital funds 601 and 602, or wastewater operating and capital funds 611 and 612, dependent upon the services performed by the task orders and the available funds. The respective division or project manager will ensure sufficient funding is available in the approved operating budget for related tasks prior to initiating work orders or services performed. And subsequent fiscal year allocations will be requested during the annual budget process. This concludes the presentation.